All right, this is part 2 of the Montessori interview with Miss Robyn, and we're going to try to focus on her teaching strategies and teaching performance with a group of K through first grade students now. And my first question is, during the lesson, were there any specific teaching strategies that you used when you were working with your group of students?
Well, I presented the lesson first, and before you came, some of those children had had a lesson on that material. My goal is to have the ones who have accomplished that and know it well to be able to teach to a child who hasn't. And so I'm always having that mentoring process going on. I give a lesson to a child masters that lesson. I'm hoping that that child will then give that lesson to another child. So there's teaching going on continually in our room, and I really don't have to entice them to do that. They learn that information, they're excited about that information, and they want to share it with other students. And it doesn't necessarily mean a younger student, just another student who hasn't grasped those concepts yet.
So that's one of the big parts of your teaching, is trying to get students to master the material to the point where they can relay that information to other students.
Right, in an effective way, absolutely.
And you mentioned in the last interview scaffolding, and do you use that with the children on a regular basis? Is that one of your main strategies that you mentioned before?
It's definitely one of our strategies. You know, people often ask what are all the different strategies or teaching methods of Montessori, and truly the main emphasis of Montessori is making sure that you're using all the modalities, that you're teaching to every child's abilities and strengths, that there's not just one or two, but there are many different areas of teaching expertise that you use in that. Every child's different. I would not use the same strategy for the same 3 children in my class. It would all be different. I use lots of different techniques and different strategies, and that's why the room is prepared ahead of time. The materials is laid out ahead of time. I am constantly working on the best way to prepare my materials in my room to meet all the needs of all the children, and that's why observation is a very big aspect of Montessori. I am spending a majority of my day observing the children in how they learn, how they present themselves to other children, how they present work that they've learned to other children, how they ask for help, how they gain understanding. And then I use those observation notes. They're very key to me to move and work in the classroom.
Okay, so diversity plays a big role in your classroom with all
huge.
the students. All right. And with specifically with the 5 long chain lesson, have you taught this lesson before? Before this
Yes.
time, yeah. And so, did this give you any guidance on how you taught today? Was there anything you took from your previous experience that you used for your teaching today in this specific lesson?
Well, always. You always gain from what you've done before. The more you do it and the more you work with different children, you gain new insights and you change things around a little bit. Absolutely. I'm always gaining in understanding of children and how I teach. I learn every day. I learn from them continually.
All right. And there was a specific question you asked during the lesson to the children. You asked one of the kids, what do you think you are going to end up with about the next multiple of 5 on the chain? And we've been learning a lot about questioning and how different types of questions can affect children. So can you explain a little bit about why you chose to use that type of question or that type of wording with those students?
I want them to always be thinking. I don't want to just give them the answer. I want them to think ahead. You've gained this information. How will that help you acquire the next information? I want them to think about what they're doing. So I'm always interjecting questions to help them think about what they're doing, to help them not only plan out what they're doing on their rug or on their paper, but plan in their mind. I want them to be thinking out the strategy.
All right, and we've also been learning a lot about motivation and how to get children excited and encouraged about the lesson. And I know that that today it was pretty easy with with everyone being there and with the filming and stuff to have the children do the math. But on a daily basis, outside of today, how do you motivate the children to choose the right work or to work well when you are doing a lot of observation and not directly lecturing them all the time?
I think that's the perfect scenario to have children excited. They run the room. It's their room, their environment, their class family. They make a lot of the decisions, or they're involved in it. I have kindergartners and first graders, some pre-K, and a little who are on the lower end of going into second grade. So I have that 3-year age span. I have children who are highly motivated, who are leaders in the room. I have children who aren't as motivated, but they all have a place in the classroom, and they motivate each other. That highly motivated child who's excited to go on to that next lesson, the next lesson, motivates the child who necessarily on their own wouldn't be. They're up and moving, they're working, they're generally working on different things at different times, and so there's that excitement of learning going around all the time, that people are doing different things. It's not we're all sitting down doing the same thing at the same time, which sometimes that is a way to give instruction, but generally our classroom is a busy place, people working on different projects, people excited and motivated for what they're doing, excited to share what they do. A part of our day every day is having the children talk about what they've done that day, what they've accomplished, who did they help learn to accomplish a new task, what did they do. So it's always inner-focused on, what am I accomplishing, what am I showing to someone else, what am I adding to the environment. So I usually don't have to do a lot of separate motivation. It's just kind of that exciting learning environment. It kind of breeds on itself. I don't have to interject a lot in that. Now, saying that, there's always going to be a child who's not as motivated as the rest, that you have to, provide different strategies for. But that's generally not the norm. Normally the children are very motivated. It's a highly energetic room. It's an exciting place to be. I enjoy it.
All right, thank you very much.